Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're in super sunny California, and we're going to be visiting the Echo Park area of Los Angeles, which is a really cool area because it has a lot of history, it has a lot of art, it also has quite a lot of greenery, and it's just one of the most interesting places to see here in Los Angeles. So, without any further ado, let's explore. Echo Park is a neighborhood in the east central region of Los Angeles, California. Located to the northwest of downtown, it is bordered by Silver Lake to the west and Chinatown to the east. The culturally diverse neighborhood has become known for its trendy local businesses, as well as its popularity with artists, musicians, and creatives. Echo Park has many rolling hills and valleys with a few flat areas like Echo Park Lake. Its main commercial corridors are Sunset and Glendale Boulevard. Historically, this area was infamous as being a hotspot for gang activity. This was true in the 1980s and 1990s, but in the early 2010s, as the neighborhood began gentrifying, rents started to skyrocket. A controversial gang injunction forced gang members to move outside this area. Nowadays, Echo Park is considered as a trendy area, known as one of the city's hippest neighborhoods. As you may have guessed it, well, this area of Los Angeles is called Echo Park, and yes, they do have a park that is called Echo Park, and it's a really cool park right here in the middle of the city. It's one of the oldest parks, and it's just gorgeous. There's quite a lot of nature right here. There's a really beautiful body of water. There's also a really nice fountain, which is kind of rare here in Los Angeles because, well, we have a lot of droughts, so usually, well, we don't have that many fountains. But yeah, the park is really beautiful. They did have a problem during all the events that happened in 2020 and 2021, where, you know, the whole world went on hiatus, where they had quite a lot of homeless people that, well, we're living here in Echo Park. But since 2022, it's really cleaned up. They've gotten rid of all the homeless people, and it's just gorgeous right here. There's so many people just enjoying the beautiful weather, enjoying the nature, enjoying the water, and it's just gorgeous. Echo Park and its lake were earliest used by the city as a reservoir in 1868. The company obtained the water by digging a ditch that sent water flowing through the Los Angeles River in the area known as Los Feliz along a zigzag path that emptied into the reservoir. By 2006, Echo Park Lake was identified as an impaired body of water, and the city allocated $64.7 million to fund its cleaning and reviving. The lake was closed off and drained in December of 2011 when renovation work began. The rehabilitation project tackled Echo Park Lake not only as a recreational body of water, but also as an important part of the Los Angeles ecosystem. Although Echo Park Lake is a man-made lake, it is part of the local watershed. The lake reopened on June 5, 2013 after $45 million renovation. One of the funnest activities to do while you're in Echo Park is to go on one of the little pedal boats that are shaped like swans. And yes, it is a little bit cheesy to go on these little pedal boats, but the lake here in Echo Park is just so wide and beautiful, and then the nature surrounding it is also really, really pleasant. So going on one of these boats is kind of part of the experience, and even though it's cheesy, sometimes cheesy things are just fun. One of the most notable things at Echo Park is the wetlands located at the lake basin. These wetlands act as a storm drainage system holding water during storms. Because of that, along the storm water, there's an accumulation of pollutants which lower the quality of the water and habitat. This is called urban runoff. To treat this runoff, wetlands have been integrated into Echo Park Lake as a filtration system for the lake. Thanks to these wetlands, there are numerous ducks and birds that are able to live in a peaceful and healthy environment, making the walk along the pathways so pleasant. Echo Park is really known to be a very artistic place, and you can truly see it throughout this part of the city because there's quite a few murals pretty much on every street whenever you're walking right here. But one mural that actually stands out to me quite a lot is a mural that is under a bridge, and this mural is called Eyes, created by Ruben Soto in 1985. And what I like about this mural is the fact that it has one of my favorite actors, Sylvester Stallone, and in front of Sylvester Stallone there is actually his son, Sage Stallone, and it is sad, but his son died in 2012.
but Stallone and Sage are right in front of each other, so they're looking at each other eye to eye, and it's kind of cool to have a sort of remembrance of this family member that passed away. And just the fact that, once again, Echo Park is super artistic, and there aren't just murals under bridges. There's really murals pretty much in every single part of Echo Park, so it's truly cool to visit.
Before Echo Park's gentrification, many walls throughout this area had murals because they represented the struggles and the stories of the people living in this neighborhood that weren't taught in the history books. In the past 50 years, with the modernization of the area, many of these older murals have been erased. This was not only due to the change in the neighborhood, but also because of tagging, damage due to weather, and overall lack of maintenance. Nevertheless, many new murals have continued appearing in Echo Park, and some of them have managed to withstand the test of time, like the Eyes mural that I mentioned previously. Also, the fact that this mural was restored and updated with new faces shows that even though some of the older murals are fading, there's a big love for the community to restore some of the older murals, but also to create more art to cover the walls of Echo Park.
Echo Park is one of these areas where, as somebody who lives in Los Angeles, well, you can pass through here with a car hundreds of times and not really think anything of this area until you decide to park your car here, and then all of a sudden you walk through the streets and you see all these really cool stores, and quite a few really cool stores are right here on the Sunset Boulevard strip of Echo Park. And the reason that they are cool is the fact that these stores are, well, all vintage clothes. So there's quite a few vintage stores in this area, and they really truly have quite a big amount of different types of clothes and t-shirts and, well, as it says, vintage stuff, and the prices are really cheap. And then obviously, because it is a commercial area, there's also quite a few restaurants on Sunset Boulevard, quite a few cafes and bars. So it's really pleasant to walk right here on Sunset Boulevard whenever you're here in the Echo Park area.
Echo Park has some of the best thrift stores in LA, which means that going from store to store can easily take up a good chunk of the day. A lot of these places are family owned, and each owner seems to take great pride in having the most original and vintage clothes on the market. Intertwined between these stores are numerous trendy cafes and eateries. Even though not too noticeable during the day, there's a big nightlife in this area with many bars and nightclubs, with even some of them known for having live bands playing on a daily basis.
Right next to Echo Park, we have the Elysian Park, which is a really huge park that is situated in the neighborhood that is also called Elysian Park, but it's a 600 acres park here in Los Angeles, making it one of the widest parks here. It's really cool, and it does technically also hit a little bit of Echo Park, so we could say that it also is an Echo Park. But what I like about this park is, first of all, it's big, but also it has really nice viewpoints which showcase the whole skyline of downtown Los Angeles, and then we can also see in the distance the Dodger Stadium. And it's really cool because, well, this is the largest stadium in Los Angeles and maybe the most famous stadium in some way because, well, the Dodgers play here. There's a lot of baseball games that happen in this area, but this Elysian Park also is really cool. There's a lot of people that come here to barbecue, to just relax. There's a lot of fairs and things that happen here on the weekend too, so there's quite a lot of activities to do right here in this area. And as I said, even though it's not really Echo Park, it's so close to Echo Park that it might as well be. So yeah, it's definitely worth the visit.
Elysian Park was founded in 1886, making it the city's oldest park. The park was created by city ordinance and was sponsored by engineer George Hansen. And because of that, the land sat unimproved for decades. But eventually roads, trails, and landscaping was added. One of the coolest areas to visit in the park is Angels Point, which is a small hill overlooking Dodger Stadium and the downtown Los Angeles skyline. Atop the hill is a large metal sculpture art installation by local artist Peter Shire of the 1980s postmodern Memphis group. On the bottom side of the park, there's the Avenue of the Palms, which as the name implies is an avenue bordered with palm trees. These trees were planted around 1895. This area is also the home base for the city's lowrider scene. Along this palm tree-lined stretch, car club members, auto aficionados, and spectators still gather on Sunday afternoons and evenings to show off their sweet rides. Also, this park has become very family-oriented with barbecues and games, making it a wonderful place to spend an afternoon in.
Whenever I walk through different areas of Los Angeles, I will always try to find the best hidden stairs. And yes, Echo Park does have quite a few hidden stairs. And the stairs behind me are the Baxter Street stairs, which are really cool. They're 231 steps, and they are really close to Echo Park, the actual park of Echo Park, and they are also close to the Elysian Park, so it's a good in-between, and there's really nice views from here, and it's kind of recluse in some ways. There's not too much noise. It's up the hill, and yeah, if you're willing to go up the stairs, well, it's good exercise too. Even though the Baxter Street stairs may seem pretty unimpressive from the bottom of them, they're actually a really intricate spiral of stairs that just keep on going up and up into the hillside. Since they aren't going straight upwards, each corner seems to lead to more stairs, which makes it fun to discover, but also a little bit difficult from a psychological point of view, simply because of the fact that the top of the stairs cannot really be seen from the bottom. One thing though that does keep the motivation going is the fact that the views of the surrounding area keep getting nicer and nicer as you go up. On a clear day, even the Hollywood sign can be seen in the distance. I must say that from an architectural point of view, I was really pleased with how the stairs look because they almost feel like they are straight from an Alice in Wonderland style story and have a somewhat labyrinth-like feel to it. Once on top of the stairs, there's a very quiet residential street that gives views of the other side of the mountain with a skyline view of the downtown Los Angeles skyscrapers, the houses extending up to downtown, and the gorgeous nature surrounding the Echo Park area. Los Angeles may seem like a city that doesn't have too much history, well, because it is a young city, but even though it is young, well, it has existed for a couple of centuries, and because of that, we do have some streets that have some pretty nice houses, like Carroll Avenue that has a ton of Victorian style era houses, and it's really cool to look at this architecture. It's a lot of architecture from the 19th century, but it's really cool. There's so much detail, and the street is actually pretty long, and it seems like every house has its own character, and because of that, because the architecture of these places is really nice, well, you can imagine that Hollywood has filmed quite a lot of films right here, like the house behind me, which was used for the music video Thriller, the Michael Jackson music video, and it is still here, still standing, even though it needs a little bit of work. But yeah, apart from this house, there are still a ton of other houses that are really, really well kept. And yeah, I think that this is probably, well, the perfect place to end this video, simply because I've shown you guys quite a lot of Echo Park, the beautiful nature, the beautiful architecture, the beautiful city, and all the things that you can do. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment too. Let me know what other areas in Los Angeles I should go visit, or maybe other states that I should go visit, or even countries. Why not? I'm always up to making a video. With that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.